Hello, my name is Jennifer Barajas, and I'll be presenting this recorded presentation of reporting requirements for the Tribal Homeless Housing Assistance and Prevention Program. This overview is intended to be a resourceful tool to each of our grantees with awards in rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4 when it's time to submit either their annual or quarterly reports. This presentation contains 16 slides. The last slide will contain the Tribal HAP's team's contact emails if you have any questions. Throughout the presentation, I'll say these following acronyms: NOFA, which will stand for Notice of Funding Availability; Tribal HAP or THAP stands for the program name, Tribal Homeless Housing Assistance and Prevention Program; and HCD, standing for the California Department of Housing and Community Development. This overview will cover documentation and reporting requirements as mentioned in the NOFA. I'll go over the reporting timeline and ways to fill out the report form through Cognito. As each grantee submits their quarterly or annual report, each report will demonstrate that their Tribal HAP program funds were expended for eligible uses to benefit members of their target population. For program rounds 1, 2, and 3, both quarterly and annually reporting periods are required. Round 4 will only require reports on an annual basis. Each NOFA round has their own expenditure deadline. This date is stated in the grantee's standard agreement, also referred as their contract. Grantees will submit reports until they expend all program funds. Funds can be expended any time before the expenditure deadline. Rounds 1, 2, and 3 will have quarterly and annual due dates as shown in the chart. Round 4 will have a reporting due date in April of each year until funds are fully expended. The Tribal HAP team will send out reminder emails 1 month prior to the due dates, emailing each grantee's primary or reporting contacts. If a grantee's point of contact changes any time during their grant period, please notify the team by providing the new person's email address and contact information. Each report will be submitted through the Cognito dashboard. The report will ask for cumulative data from the start of the grant. Rounds 1, 2, and 3 reports will separate non-youth and youth expenditures. Round 4 annual reports will differ from the previous rounds. All reports will ask questions regarding outcomes and the grantee's comments. Links to the forms will be emailed to each grantee through the Tribal HAP inbox. Once grantees submit the report that show all funds are expended, they are no longer required to submit reports. Filling out the reports through Cognito forms. The purpose of the report is to document the budget obligations and spending of the grant. There are 2 columns that will request each grantee to fill out. The report will ask the grantee to share their budgeted items under the obligated column, which means any orders placed, awarded contracts, received services, or entered transactions that require payment using Tribal HAP funding. The other column will ask the grantee to share their expended grant funds, which means any funds under contract or subcontract being fully paid and receipted and no invoices remain outstanding. One example of the difference between obligated and expended is if the grantee allocates $10,000 of their grant towards street outreach and pay for gas, which is an eligible expense. Once the gas receipt is in hand, that is an expended fund. While reporting, spent funds will be in the expended column, while grant funds still in the account for this eligible category would be categorized as obligated. If you still have questions regarding this, please email the Tribal HAP team. The budget and program funds may only be expended on the following program activities. Grantees are encouraged to apply a culturally appropriate lens to each category, ensuring that programs and services are customized to meet the needs of their communities. These eligible categories are listed in our program's NOFA, and examples are found in our Eligible Uses Guide, both available on our program website. Grantees should fill out both columns. If they have not spent any grant funds, then that category's expended column can remain at 0. The obligated column should always match the grantee's budget we have on file. The expended column should show how much of the grant's award has already been spent. The next slide shows an example. This budget total equals $248,000, and under the obligated column, the funds are going to specific eligible categories. Under the expended column, some budgeted funds show they have been spent. The Tribal HAP team each quarter captures how much of each grantee's program funds have been expended. The purpose of tracking this is to ensure each grantee is on track of meeting their grant's expenditure deadline. During each reporting period, the Tribal HAP team also reviews the report to ensure the eligible categories match the grantee's budget. The budget used for this review is the last one the grantee submitted. Before a budget modification, the last revised budget we have on file is the one the grantee revised right before their standard agreement for the round's grant award. If the grantee submitted a budget modification, then the latest revision of their budget that was submitted is used. A grantee can revise their budget anytime during their grant period, as long as they still have grant funds to move between the different eligible categories. Our budget modification link isn't available on our website. However, if the grantee is needing to submit a budget modification anytime, they may reach out to their technical assistance provider or the Tribal HAP team, and an email with a link will be sent to them. If the grantee would like a budget template, we have one available on our Round 4 application template, available on our program's website under Resources. Only rounds 1, 2, and 3 will have these sections separating non-youth and youth grant obligations and expenditures. Grantees with awards from rounds 1, 2, and 3 had to use at least 10% of their funds on their youth populations, defined as youth between ages 12 through 24 years old who are experiencing homelessness, including pregnant and parenting youth. The report will also ask these questions. Share what you have accomplished since the start of the grant to the month's reporting date. Share any barriers or successes you've had during this new reporting timeframe. Does your THAP program award include partnerships and other entities and/or programs? An optional question to answer is provide any additional comments you'd like to share regarding projects or the information reported in this form. Round 1 grantees will also share on any challenges in spending down their grant before their expenditure deadline of June 30, 2026. We are now at the last slide of the presentation on reporting for the Tribal HAP grants. For additional resources, please visit our Tribal HAP program website or contact the Tribal HAP team. For any additional questions, please email us at tribalhap@hcd.ca.gov. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.